Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today I bring you loot from 1,000 red dragons, done on the alternate account this time, and using a Dragon Hunter Lance as well as a Dragon Fire Shield with the full Elite Melee Void setup. All kills for this video were going to be tracked by the Red D-Hide and the Dragon Bones. Now as it goes for the inventory, just one sip of Super Combat, one sip of Extended Anti-Fire, and one whole Prayer Potion, as well as the Construction Cape to teleport out and bank, and the Axe, which you do need if you're going to be using the Brimhaven Dungeon. Now all shortcuts and diaries were unlocked on this account, and luckily after completing the Karamja Elite Diary, red dragons in the Brimhaven Dungeon, as seen here, will drop noted red dragon hides when killed. Other locations you can find these red dragons at would be the Corsair Cove Dungeon as well as the Forthos Dungeon. I think I have shown them before in the Forthos Dungeon videos that I've done. So there are 16 different spawns here in the Brimhaven Dungeon, 3 spawns in the Corsair Dungeon, and 6 in the Forthos. So the Brimhaven one is definitely where you're going to be finding the most red dragons in this game. And you can also be assigned red dragons by 3 different Slayer Masters, those being Neve, Duradel, and Konar. I'm sure those who do Konar Slayer have probably been to this area more so than other players. The max hit of these dragons is 14 with melee, which is why the Prayer Potion was used every single inventory, so that Protect from Melee and Piety was on 24/7. Using Piety and a superset as well as, a similar gear setup and being maxed, you're looking at just about 60 kills per hour. So by the time we get to 1,000 kills, not only are you guys going to see 1,000 bones in the price check, as well as all the regular drops and the clue scrolls, of course. Always got to throw in clue scrolls in these loot videos. But you also get that noted red dragonhide perk, so all 1,000 of those were picked up and will be price checked. It is similar to killing dragons in the wilderness with the wilderness diaries complete and, receiving noted dragon bones over there. Would be nice if you can get noted dragon bones here too. You'd virtually never have to leave. And although most people do bring high alks for the, weapons and the armor drops that you can see here, such as Mithril, and, there's a rune longsword as well as an Addy plate body. Very similar to the black dragon drop table. If you want to see loot from 1,000 of those, the link is in the description below. So you can bring a rune pouch and bring some high alks and extend your trips, but since this is a loot video, all drops were of course picked up. Released into the game February 27th, 2002. This monster's virtually 18 years old at a combat level of 152. The red dragon is probably one of the least popular amongst all dragons in this game. Man, shout out to Adam Sandler. Now, one thing that would contribute to the popularity being so low on these red dragons through the years is because formerly, they did inhabit the Red Dragon Isle in the wilderness. Now this is known as the Lava Dragon Isle, but they were replaced with lava dragons in the Wilderness Rejuvenation update. This transformation was due to the fact that they had been living surrounded by lava for a very long time. So that was kind of Jagex's logic with that one, which makes sense. And another trivia fact for you all does say here that red dragons are the rarest type of chromatic dragon. From where they've been to where they're at now, I think that does have an impact on why people don't really kill these things. You always see green dragons being killed because such fast banking, so many different locations, and you can bring a cannon. Blue dragons, kind of the same thing, easily safe spottable, easily reachable. But then you have red dragons and black dragons, and I think these two monsters, especially nowadays, are certainly not killed nearly as much as all the other colored dragons. I mean, there are so many different dragons in this game. We should do a drinking game. Anytime you hear the word dragon, you should take a shot. But other than that, the Revenant Dragon, and of course the Lava Dragon, Vorkath, KBD, Brutal Black Dragons, Metal Dragons, Green, Blue, Red. The list goes on. So it's understandable why so many people don't kill these things. There's just a lot of alternatives, a lot of other things to do for better GP per hour. And these red dragons do have 140 HP, so that, they are a little bit longer to kill compared to greens or blues. Expecting dragon bones and a red dragon hide every single kill, obviously, the price being 1,900 each for the bones and 2,200 for the hide. For the other drops, you can expect about a 1 in 42 chance to receive 4 different myth items. You always do see the javelins dropped by these dragons. Red happens to drop Mithril. I believe black drops Addy, so I guess it's just different tier javelin drops for different tier dragon. It is 1 in 128 to receive an Addy plate body or a rune longsword, so really not too many great alkables on this drop table, but the rune longswords are nice, as well as the insold heads. Those insold heads are always at a nice price. Currently just about 6.2k, and that is a 1 in 40 drop. Now you can also expect to receive Grubby Keys, which is a 1 in 50 drop from these red dragons in the Forthos dungeon, which is huge because because those keys are 39k a piece, which means ideally you'd get about 20 if you were to kill 1,000. So that could have been another 800k to the price check, but keep in mind you can't get noted red d'hide in that area. So, you know, the Forthos dungeon is very profitable comparatively to the Brimhaven dungeon. It seems to me anyway that that would be the two smartest places to kill them at. And the ability to actually be assigned a Red Dragon Slayer task, you know, these were all done off task obviously, is only 50 Slayer points. But you do have to spend another 50 points to unlock them again if you decide to disable them. And also, killing brutal red dragons in the catacombs of Corinne will also count towards a Red Dragon Slayer task. We have done a brutal red dragon video, and you can find all my dragon videos in the links in the description below. After seeing the grubby key drops as well as the noted d'hide, I think it's safe to say that Brimhaven and Forthos is the #1 places to kill these. Corsair Cove dungeon seems a little unnecessary at this point. According to the wiki, the average red dragon kill is worth about 6.4k, and while on a Konar task, that number does go up to 7.5k. Couldn't do much footage for this video because it's really just a lot of banking and just a couple clue scrolls. There was one death during a clue scroll, which almost never happens, but you know, nobody's perfect. Two things that you won't see during this video would be the dragon javelin head drops that you can also receive from red dragons at a rarity of 1 in 12, and that is an 8k drop because they are dropped in a quantity of 10, but this account has not done Monkey Madness 2, so that does have to be completed for that drop to be accessed. And I think most people who are able to kill red dragons would have done Monkey Madness 2, but probably not everyone, so that is something to keep in mind. Less money in the price check, but nevertheless it can be increased if you do more quests. There's also 3 unnoted chocolate cakes that you can get from these red dragons, but they weren't picked up just because, you know, it is somewhat of a common drop at 1 in 42, and they do just kind of take up inventory space, so you'd probably lose more money per hour if you pick those up. If you don't want to use prayer here, I would just advise you to use those cakes for some extra HP. Of course, all the coins were picked up. You got 4 different coin rolls on the drop table, so Ring of Wealth will pick them up automatically. Just like many other monsters in this game, the hard clue scroll is 1 in 128, and you know, really looking forward to seeing how that increases and improves the price check. As it goes for the graphics, there are 5 different shades of red on these red dragons. Very fascinating to see them on the wiki. I'll try to throw them up on screen if I can. As mentioned before in the video, 60 kills per hour is what you can expect with this gear setup. The lower the combat and I guess the lower the DPS weapon you use, whether it's a whip, rapier, or lance, even if you decide to range or mage these dragons, that'll all definitely factor in your kills per hour and how many you can actually get. Well, as we are coming to a close here, 957 kills out of 1,000 so far, it is important to say that most people would really just be killing these red dragons while doing Slayer, but nevertheless at 60 kills per hour and really just kind of multiplying all of the bones and the hides and all the other drops that you can receive on an hourly basis, we are going to find out just how much money you can make off task while doing red dragons, and especially the overall outlook on 1,000 kills. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Loot from 1,000 red dragons has been completed, taking less than 20 hours to do. Just had 1 clue scroll left to do, and a big shout out to Runelight for all the assistance with those. Overall, 9 hard clues from 1,000 red dragons at a drop rate of 1 in 128. That's just about on average, so no complaints with that. Any master clue that we do get on this account is going to be banked because this account is one of the ones that is working on that long-term master clue loot video. Looks like we are at 163 hard caskets on this account, all starting from 0 in this loot series, so the day we get 3rd age, it'll all be tracked from the very start in this series, and I really am looking forward to that day. But overall, a master clue was seen when about half of these were opened, and other than that, really not too much, just the average rune items. I think the best reward was 222k, which is really just because of the Guthix d'hide body. So overall, from the clue scrolls, you're looking at just shy of 1 mil, and we'll go ahead and kind of just include that in with the red dragon loot since they were, you know, obtained from the red dragons. Looking at the loot we have here, a very minimal amount of herbs, so definitely never have to bring a herb sack to red dragons. Some gems, but I still wouldn't say it's worth bringing a gem bag. I know some of you are probably confused with the Adam Sandler reference. It's basically just a joke from my Twitch live stream, so twitch.tv, Mr. No Sleep, if you want to join. First price check coming out to be 5,075,000. We will round down to 5 mil for that one, just in case some of these items don't sell for, you know, the normal price. That's not too bad. It's kind of a shame that red d'hides aren't that expensive compared to black d'hide or things like that, but the honest truth is I think it's just not used as much as, you know, green, blue, or black is. Now we have the second price check, just some more clue scroll items, and all of this coming out to be just about 1 mil. So overall loot from 1,000 red dragons is a total of 6 mil. That is a pretty accurate number, I would say. And at 60 kills per hour, you are looking at an hourly rate of 375 to 400k per hour. And I would say you're more so leaning towards 375k with the cost of bare minimal supplies. So that's not that great, but again, maybe you can make more in the 4th host dungeon. I don't think we're ever going to do another red dragon video to find that out, but yeah, about 400k an hour, ladies and gentlemen, so not the best. Maybe in the future they can work on the drops of these. I'm not too sure if they're ever going to do that, seeing as it's been in the game 18 years and it hasn't been changed. But hey, regardless of all that, I really hope you guys enjoy the video, and feel free to check out the description for some really cool links regarding other dragon videos, and also feel free to catch my live streams every night on twitch.tv/MrNoSleep. If you guys ever want to learn anything more about me or the channel, you can ask me anything in there. I'm always 110% honest and open about anything and everything. Until next time, Mr. No Sleep out.